talk more about that in a minute. And then we have drums and other things that we shake and rattle and do kind of stuff with. But really there's only two types of percussion. There's what we call membranophones, because they have a membrane that you hit, like a drum with a drum head, right? And there's idiophones, which are the thing itself is what makes the noise. This is an idiophone, right? Because you're hitting something. That are idiophones and membranophones, but we'll just go through a few of them. So one of the things we have is a triangle. This is very typical. We see a lot of people that make fun of the triangle, but there's actually a lot of technique involved in playing it correctly, unless you just want to get someone home from dinner. So Alyssa is showing the standard. There's a bunch of different sizes of triangles. Is that going to be an idiophone or a membranophone? Idiophone, very good. And then we've got tambourine. I think everyone knows what a tambourine looks like. All right. So this is sort of a trick question. Is this a membranophone or an idiophone?
Yes.
It can be both, right? Because you can actually have a headless tambourine where you're just shaking on it, or in this case, you have a head that you can play on. So this is both. Then we've got all kinds of sound effects. A lot of cool things that we have. We've got lots of things that we shake and jingle, like jingle sticks, maracas, right? We've got different types of shakers, like these are little egg shakers. We've got your standard shaker. There's a wooden shaker. Just about anything that you can fill with some sort of material can become a shaker. We've used Coke cans and things like that. You know, sometimes you run out of it. Sleigh bells. The season of sleigh bells have arrived, so you're going to have this everywhere. Is this a membranophone or an idiophone? It's an idiophone because you're shaking. There's not a membrane over it, right? The whole thing is shaking. It's a little tricky. What about cowbells? You got a bunch of different kinds of cowbells. Alright, we got that, we got, now the difference between our cowbells and what you'd see at a Mississippi State football game is we take the bells out, right? So it's just the clanker is normally out of these things, right? So you'd actually be beating on these as opposed to being rattling it around. But you can rattle them around, and that would still be a percussion instrument. We got lots of different kinds of wood blocks, which is just what it sounds like. It's a piece of wood that's hollowed out somewhat. Is that a membranophone or an idiophone? Idiophone, very good. We have these fancy things, which are sandpaper blocks, right? Sort of some soft shoe. Right? We've got castanets. These are handheld types of castanets. You want to show these? Used a lot in Spanish music. And then what about, we've got our whistles. We have a slide whistle. Is that an idiophone or a membranophone?
Aerophone.
Yeah, it's an idiophone, right? And we've got samba whistles.